Hello and welcome to another mini retro review sponsored by Radio Free Cybertron. I am Amy.
I'm Nick. Hi.
And today we are reviewing a Transformers Rescue Bots episode that aired March 17th of 2012 called Cody on Patrol. And the
Was
run
that long ago? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but yeah, it was the
No, it
earlier
hasn't.
half this year. So, yeah.
Yep.
And the rundown of this episode is that Cody plays hero when he rebuilds his dad's go-kart. At first, he's not getting around very well because even though he rebuilt it, the cart does not go that fast. At least until he hangs out with Frankie Green and they find some special experimental fuel to test on it. That's when things get really interesting because they get this nanite fuel and it turns his go-kart into a rolling thunder of a problem. And those pesky nanites, they don't stick with the little go-kart very long. When it starts running into bigger and better technology, it jumps ship and eventually into one of our rescue bots, Boulder. It turns him into Zombie Boulder. He's got glowing eyes, and I can't control myself. Um, in the end, though, the Burns family get all of the nanites, and they get them to something so big, a power plant that on the island that they overload and they short out, and that's the end of the nanites, and that's the end of the problem. But yeah.
I love how the nanites.
Yeah, nanites. Nanites.
Yeah, they look like little traffic cones.
Yeah, I know. They're like, yeah, flying traffic cones. Great.
But I think this episode was really fun because it had a very Transformers animated feel.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they went to the junkyard. I'm like, this is very animated. And it just brought a big smile to my face.
Yes. Yes. That was also where we meet the Scrapmaster, which gets taken over by the nanites.
Yep.
My son found it a little scary when when the Scrapmaster was taken over and it was trying to eat everybody, especially Cody. He's like, "Oh no!" He's sitting right next to me, all cuddling really close. And I was like, "What? What? You worried?" He's like, "Yes, he's gonna get eaten." Oh goodness. This is also the episode where we get to see a softer and more thoughtful Boulder at first, because before he's taken over and all that, because Cody's frustrated about not being able to go very fast with the go-kart. But yeah,
he definitely has the animated prowl feel to him.
Yeah.
He's taken in nature. He wants to think more outside the box. You gotta learn to look around you with your eyes closed and all that stuff. So.
Yep. And Cody does take it to heart because that's how he figures out that they need to get it into a bigger machine, get the nanites into a bigger machine. So yeah, yep, cool. This is also where we find the icon of Dr. Morocco.
Yeah, this was the very first time that we saw that.
And so they were teasing about how it was building up to something that we hadn't seen yet. So they were throwing that in there. So I really liked that for that. And I also like the fact that they had the consequences for their actions in this, because in the end, Cody, because he used the fuel in his go-kart, he ends up having to help replant the trees that Boulder stepped on when he went into zombie mode.
Boulder had a really good line in it. What did he say? There's a point of being being one with stillness or something like that, and then just plain laziness.
Yeah, that was
something like that. I'm like, oh, that's a good line. That's a good line.
That's really cute. So. Yeah. The other part that I really did like about this too is that when Cody got the go-kart and he rebuilt it and all that, and the bots are like, "Oh, you don't want to hang out with us anymore," and he's like, "No." It's like a go-kart is just a ride. You guys are my friends, and I thought, "Oh, that's so cute. I loved that. It was great." So. But yeah.
Gotta love them. Gotta love these guys.
They were all
it's
awesome
just
in this.
A fun show. So.
It is. It is. Okay.
But
so,
I blame Frankie for this time.
Yes.
She definitely is her father's daughter because she caused the problem this time.
She did. She did. She was the one that suggested, "Hey, let's see what we've got in the cabinet here. Open it up. Oh, look, there's some experimental fuel here."
There's biofuel here. Oh, that
Yes.
sounds interesting. Let's check it out.
It's like, yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna." She says, "You should only just use a little bit." It's like, well, if a little bit will help, then a whole lot more is gonna do so much more. And she's like, "Did you plant that in there? Did you tell him no, only use a little bit, only for him to say no, 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 I want to use all of it?" Just, oh goodness, it was too funny when they did that. That subliminal
Yeah.
message there, you know.
Yes.
Girls are evil.
I think so. Just a little.
Awesome. All right. Well, that is our review of this episode. Hopefully, it will tempt a few people out there to go and watch it because this is actually a really well written show. It's really great. My kids love it, so they look forward to it every week. We can also check out our longer review of this episode over on the Underbase, and I will put links in right about here. And yeah, that's our review, and we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Aloha.